Hi, it's Alan from RadTech. I thought I would share something that I've shared regularly every week on our lockdown learning series, as I've called it, and when a whole bunch of us get together and talk about how the world of work is changing. And particularly if you're in a senior role, I think this is an important and short piece. The world, as we all know, has changed dramatically in the last few weeks, but the truth of the matter is that this idea of disruption, the need for organizations to be more adaptable and more innovative, more flexible and more agile, that really started at least 10 years ago, and digital disruption has driven it, and I think COVID-19 has definitely put everything under the spotlight. Now, this infographic that I created some time ago talks about this great shift, and I've been sharing this now for nearly 3 years, that we have organizations on the left that are focused on not losing a sort of more traditional model. They kind of hold on to what they did well in the past and hope it will continue in the future, have a more reactive structure and so on. These organizations and organizational structures are very much kind of embedded in a Tayloresque Newtonian view that organizations are like big organizational charts, and they're mechanistic, and you pull a lever at one side and money falls out at the other. And as we all know, because we've all been around the traps a lot, it just doesn't work like that. It's not that simple. And the reason is because organizations are not mechanistic. And if you look on the right-hand side of the diagram, they're more organic in nature. They're what scientists call either complex adaptive systems or complex networks of human enacted interdependence, which is a blink and mouthful, basically saying that these are systems of nodes and relationships. They're nuanced and they're subtle, and how you change those systems is not how changes typically happen. So if you've taken or you've experienced top-down change, so the senior executive team come up with a vision and they push it down to the organization, it rarely, if ever, works. That's not my opinion. That's the opinion of Peter Senge, who's been looking at change and successful change all of his professional career, not just him, but his network of change professionals and CEOs. So how does change really work well? It is more of a kind of organic process. It is peer-to-peer driven, top-down supported. If you want to move from this reactive structure on the left of the diagram to the creative structure, which is led by a clear vision and passion and action, then it is a process that needs top-down support, but is predominantly driven by engaged teams of individuals who then seed the next teams and so on and so forth. In fact, ironically, it's often termed viral change. Go figure, right? But the process is a process that's embedded in human behavior for millennia. So in some ways it predates language to a degree. So these are processes of change that actually the top-down variety of running change runs counter to the most basic science of how organizational or change happens in human society. So I wanted to call out Southwest Airlines particularly because I think there's a tendency amongst many of us to believe that these kind of windswept and interesting purpose-led companies are all tech companies that have grown up in the last few years. And the truth of the matter is that what individuals like Herb Kelleher did with Southwest Airlines is he created a culture like that nearly 40 years ago. And Southwest Airlines has delivered profit year on year, even through the global financial crisis. And Herb's business model is very simple. He said, we look after our people really, really well, and we care about them. And because they're happy, they treat the customers well. And because the customers are treated well, they keep coming back to us, and that keeps the shareholders happy. He said, it's not a great enduring mystery. It's just that business. Now, for many years, many of the companies on the left-hand side of this model believed in shareholder maximization as the main kind of reason for business. And that's kind of only got us so far. And now we understand that actually if we want to have innovative, adaptable, agile organizations, that structure is no longer fit for purpose. And so post COVID-19, although I'm certain some organizations will continue to hold on to the past, many, many more are already sort of touching base with organizations like ourselves at RadTech to say, tell us more about how to be a more agile, adaptive, innovative organization. What do I need to create? And we believe in small tests and grow from a strong foundation, from great oak trees grow from very small acorns. That's kind of our philosophy. Peer-driven transformation, top-down supported. So if you're wrestling with this whole idea of what is business agility and why, and if you're in the agile world and think you've been banging your head against the brick wall, then please stop doing that. This is a positive message. I think that with these great trials that we go through, for all of us at a personal level, at a team level, at an organizational level, and now at a societal level, it is often the springboard for really great growth. And I mean growth individually, growth in terms of how we run our organizations, growth in maturity, growth in wisdom, growth in innovation, and so on and so forth. And that was certainly true after the Great Depression. We then had the Roaring Twenties, if anyone is a student of history. So I believe this is a positive message, and I just wanted to send it today because I think we're starting to see Europe open up again, which is great, and I'm sure the UK will follow in the next few weeks. And what we are definitely seeing in RadTag is more and more organizations getting very serious about moving their company towards the right of this diagram and letting go of some of the habits that are on the left. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and hope you found it insightful and interesting in some way. And I would love to hear your own views, of what else is occurring. Because the more we look at the bigger picture, not just the detail, the more we're able to connect the dots. And I learn a huge amount from people like yourself who are watching the video, who also have experience and views that are important to share. So I look forward to hearing them. Speak to you soon. Take care.